What's up? BigHerc916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. So it appears that they passed another YN law in New Jersey in regards to parents being held
now on the hook for kid
their
chaos. A new ordinance in a South Jersey town says parents and legal guardians must answer for their child's public disturbances should they fail to stop them from committing certain offenses and mayhem. Parents could now face fines or even jail time if they fail to stop their children from breaking the law in one South Jersey town. It comes in recent response to recent incidents where large groups of unruly teens caused chaos at public events.
Christie, Gloucester Township Day this year was canceled because of what unfolded last year. Officials now introducing this new level of accountability, hoping to crack down on some of that bad behavior. Under a new ordinance in Gloucester Township, parents and guardians of minors involved in public disturbances could face fines or even jail time.
These are your children. Had you governed them a certain way, this ordinance wouldn't be.
Yeah, man. These law enforcement agencies and local politicians in these cities are going to start coming together and basically passing laws, making parents accountable for their child's crimes because the parents aren't parenting. And the parents can say, well, you know, my kid is not a bad kid, blah, 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 but the evidence proves otherwise. If your kid is out during a weekday, past 9, 10 o'clock at night, if they're out on the weekends and they're not 18 or 20 and they're creating melee and destruction and tearing up shit, you're gonna be responsible for their actions. So you might wanna start spending more time with sitting together with your children, doing family oriented things, and just making a difference in your child's life. I know times have changed. People say they don't have the time, but I see so many people with their phone in their hand all day long. Their kids are right next to them. They're not talking, they're not sharing. Everybody's pretty much plugged in and nobody's interacting. There's no communication. Kids aren't developed enough mentally to make the necessary choices, the right choices in what they're doing. What they're doing is they're seeing things and they're emulating what they see based on their understanding, which is very low. Their comprehension is not that of an adult. The average male does not mature mentally until his mid to late 20s. So you can only imagine a young man who's trying to find his identity. He's looking at other young men in the streets who are doing things and he's copying what they're doing, and it's the blind leading the blind. I know a lot of times there's no father in the household, but even with a father in the household, you can still make mistakes. That's why you gotta be vigilant. You gotta exhaust your kids. Keep them in activities so they don't have time to do nothing. There is no free time. And as far as the kid not liking what you have scheduled for him, you're the parent. There's no talk back. I don't understand how the kids are talking back. My mom, there was no negotiation. It was one way or the other. It's her way or no way. It's no my way. You know, oh, I'm going to get off restriction early, or I'm going to do it. No, it was her way and that way. That's it. You stop letting your kids think that they have a choice and that they can make decisions. You weren't making those decisions when you were a child. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you guys were. But being able to go get tattoos, smoke cigarettes, do a bump, a blow. I mean, those are things that kids have no business, looking at adult magazines. I mean, you weren't doing that shit as a kid. Come on, going to the liquor store. Give me that one right there. Give me that Hustler. Really? Give me that bottle of Hennessy. Really? You got to take responsibility, man, because now it's going to affect you. You're going to be sitting in there looking stupid before the judge, dealing with maybe a loss of employment, loss of wages, and all type of other stuff. So try to find activities, and man, look, find programs for your kids that they can get involved in. You know, there used to be a lot of stuff, and I don't have a child, but I've been there, and I was trying to think when I was going through it, what could I have done? And if I would have been probably more involved, maybe in my art, maybe if I would have kept skateboarding, just doing things outside the house that were more hands-on involved. Even going and taking a trade at a young age. You take a trade, you got a Saturday class. Man, look, you think you're going to hang out a Saturday with your friend? Man, you're going to go to this trade class. And, parent, you can go there with them, or go to this art class, or we're going to go to look at some museums. You got to do things that stimulate their mind, that get them off the streets. Once they realize that what they're trying to follow is loser shit, they'll realize they don't want to be a loser. I look at, like, back now, a lot of what I was trying to emulate was loser shit. That's loser shit. Hanging out over here, doing drugs, socializing with this circle. That's loser shit. Them guys is losers. They're grown men, or they're people who weren't really goal orientated or looking to achieve any level of success. And so when you talk about your child, man, you got to put them in a position to win. And this is going to make parents have to step again, but this is a long time coming, man. These people are tired of your kids just running ragged, man. And the access to things now, these ghost guns, these, you get these clips and all. I mean, dude, there's no like back in the day, you would have maybe a fight behind the school, by the gym, or, in the football bowl. Then afterwards you shake hands. These kids now just want to shoot up, kill them up, and then, rob and be on the news and show the video off to their friends. They're recording everything they're doing, so they're incriminating themselves, and it's just a bad look, man. So to all you parents out there, man, if you need me to come holler at your kids, man, hit me up. info.BigHerc916@gmail.com, man. We could work something out, but you got to do better, man. And I know a lot of you guys are trying, and sometimes the kids don't listen to the parents, but they'll listen to somebody from the outside. And I'm not saying I'm super gangster or super thug, but I made some mistakes, man, and I can relate. I know what kids are going through, and I wasn't a bad kid. My mom wasn't on drugs or running the streets. She was working 2 jobs, but I messed up, and then that time period impacted me for years because I still had somewhat of a ghetto thug mentality. I was still with the gangster shit. From the time I stopped skateboarding into my 20s, I still had that. And, it's always going to be there, as far as I'm not going to let nobody violate me or take something from me. But as far as understanding excellence, I understand excellence. I understand the mistakes I made, and having been exposed to that, I feel that I could have still got a lot of those life lessons without having gone through everything I went through to get to where I'm at today. I could have learned it from somebody if I would have had the right mentoring. Who knows? Maybe I could have been on a golf course. Maybe I could have, worked at a country club. Maybe I could have, worked at somebody's mechanic shop. There's a lot of things I could have done constructively that would have made me more productive. And I didn't necessarily have to go to juvenile hall and YA and the feds to get the game. Because when I got to the feds, what I do? I had an older mentor who laced me up. Lace your kids up before they go to jail and get laced up by the wrong people, because a lot of these people that are lacing these kids up, even in jail, it's not the right mentors, man. There's great mentors on the street. And now it's easy to find these people because of social media. You don't have to go and try to look in the yellow pages or a directory to try to find these people. You can actually look and see, hey, man, these guys look like they got their shit together. And, it's not all about who has the most money, the most cars. It's about somebody who has values, who can possibly influence your child or a young person in a positive way so that they can be productive and not go down the wrong path. I hate to see kids getting caught up going down the wrong path, man. So holler at me, BigHerc916. I'm just sharing this with you guys. Let me know what you think. And hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Never settle for average. Go to BigHerc916.com.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life.
My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.